What is up, McManus MMA fam? Today I will be going over the entire card, start to finish, for UFC 325 and my predictions and thoughts on every single fight, including these first batch that I don't know a single thing about most of these guys. So I will be doing my predictions on these fights and these guys that I don't know, because call me a casual in the comments, feel free. I'm not going to take any offense to it. I'll only get really pissed off about it and maybe punch a hole in my drywall or something. But a lot of these guys are on Road to UFC. That's on at like a really weird hour here, so I don't really watch Road to UFC. Um, I know these guys, so let's just get into this. Let's get into this. So we have Sulangrabo versus Lawrence Louis. Um, I know about Lawrence Louis and I know about Sulangrabo. I know about these guys. Sulangrabo, this dude has got crazy power, if I'm correct. That this dude has heavy hands. Maybe not heavy, but his striking is a lot better than Lawrence Louis. I think Lawrence Louis is like a just a grappler who kind of lays on you, if I'm correct. But for the sake of this video, because I know unless you're here to hear what I have to say about this fight, sorry, buddy, I might click off the video. I would wait. Go watch, Bedtime MMA or the MMA Guru. But I don't even know if he covered these fights. I'm going with Schlangerbo, and I'm going with him. First of all, tell me I'm wrong that these two guys do not look eerily similar in these photos. Maybe, yeah, I think I'm just racist, actually. Yeah, I'm going with Schlangerbo to win this fight, the first fight of the night. We did have a canceled fight, but that's okay. Moving on, we've got Kiichiro Nakamura versus Sebastian Sasley. Um, Call me biased. I'm going with Nakamura because Japan, number two. Japan. You forget one place. Japan. I'm going with Japan on this fight. I know this is an Aussie card, and these are for the Aussie boys, but guys, I'm an American, and I'm going to be going with the Japan boys because Japan number two in my mind. It's the motherland. Yeah, I'm going with Nakamura to win this fight. I'm not even going to predict how I think these fights are going to go until I get later down the card. I'm sorry, I don't know how these guys are going to win. I'm just interested to watch this. I'm going to watch all these fights. Do I know these guys? Have I ever seen these guys before? No. I've never seen these guys before. I'm interested to see how these guys fight and how these guys perform in the octagon in their or their UFC debuts. So I'm going with Kiichiro Nakamura on this fight. Moving on. Okay, Songwoo Kim versus Dam Mar Fan. Bro, he's casting spells when you say these guys' names next to each other. I think I'm gonna go with Dam Mar Fan. He's the Aussie guy. Kim Songwook. I like the look of this guy. I'm gonna be honest. I like the look of this fella, but I think I'm gonna go with Dam Mar Fan. And I think I'm gonna go with him just because I like his name a little bit more. That is my reasoning for that. I gotta move on. This is a guy. These are guys that I know. Can Offley versus Yiza. I'm going with Yiza on this one, man. I'm going with Yiza on this one. I'm going with Yeezus. Yeezus is going to win this fight. I think he's going to slime Can Offley out. I would say Can Offley is not. Yeah, I'm going to say that he's not like a super reliable guy. In a lot of these fights that I see him in, I always remember, oh, I know Can Offley. I've seen this guy's name before. I know he just won. He beat Ramos by submission last. But he also got slimed out by Santos and lost to Naimov, which, hey, it is what it is. I'm going with Yiza though. I like Yiza. I like this. I like this guy. He just slimed out on the Walker Zhang card. He slimed out Wilson, and he did lose a unanimous decision before that. But I think I'm going to go with him. I think he's the younger guy. He's got more of a reach advantage. And his takedown accuracy is way better. So I'm interested to see how these guys clash, but I'm going with Yiza on this one. I think I'm going to go with unanimous decision, unless he gets a crazy finish, which I would love to see. I would love to see that. But yeah, I'm going with Yiza, and I'm going by unanimous decision. Moving on through the early prelims. Now we are on the prelims, thank God. Jonathan Mikalev versus Oban Elliott. Bro, this is tough, bro. This is tough. Jonathan Mikalev looked good on the Contender Series and then gets his unanimous decision. That was a long time ago, though. I feel like that was a long time. Um, I know Obon Elliott just lost to what was it, Sok Young Ko? Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he lost. But he's looked okay in those fights before. I know he knocked out Hafez, which was cool, bro. It was cool. But I think I'm gonna go with Mikulev on this one. Um, I think I'm gonna go with Mikulev again. Look at the reach advantage. Um, look at the. I want you to look at the percentages. I don't think they have them up here, but the percentages of the significant strike accuracy. I know Obon Elliott has a higher percentage of significant strike accuracy, but Jonathan Mikulev, again, bro. These guys are both so young. Hold on, am I tripping? These guys are both so young. Obon Elliott's 28. How did I think he was like 33? Oh shit, never mind. Damn, what are the odds on this fight right now? Pretty much pick them. Damn, bro. I think I'm gonna ride with Mikulev though. I think I'm gonna ride with Mikulev. I think home court advantage in Australia. I think he also looks swagged out. Look at this picture of him. He looks swagged out. Obon Elliott, he's got his eyes way too close together. He might not see these hooks that are gonna come in. So I'm going with Jonathan Mikulev on this one. I got to move on to this next fight that I actually have a lot to say about. So we have Jacob Malkoun versus Torres Finney. Everybody's talking about Torres Finney, bro. This guy, he is the middleweight DC. This guy, he crazy. He picked the guy up and he threw him on the ground. I know he's undefeated, but also this dude fought on the contender series 3 times until he was signed. Um, and then won a split decision the first fight he had in the UFC. I'm not super hot on this guy. I think that if he has like even another like semi-boring performance, they're gonna cut him. Um, I know Jacob Malkoun just slimed out Petrosky in his last fight. Um, arguably won the Brundage fight. Or am I tripping? Did he lose the Brundage fight? No, he did win the Brundage fight, but he got DQ'd, didn't he? Maybe I'm mixing that up. But yeah, this dude is also. Uh, I don't know. I think this is gonna be, dude. This is gonna be a tough match. Um, dude, I don't want this to be a boring ass fight, man. I don't want this to be a boring ass fight, but I think it might be. I think this might be a smudge, like split decision, who sat on each other's lap longer. I hope Jacob Malkoun just absolutely slimes out Torres Finney, and then or Torres Finney puts on an actually really star-studded performance, and we can say, wow, he did a great job that fight. But for right now, I don't want to, dude. I don't know if I want to say Torres Finney by decision, but I feel like that's calling my name. But I think I'm gonna go with Torres Finney by decision. But in my heart of heart, I want Jacob Malkoun to win by knockout. That is what I'm gonna say. If I'm putting money on this fight, which I'm not going to, I'm not a fucking lunatic. I would probably put Torres Finney by decision, or just put money on how many takedowns this dude's gonna do. He's gonna scoop up Jacob Malkoun, but Malkoun's a huge ass dude. Don't get these numbers confused. This dude is big. This dude is big. I know Torres Finney has a bigger reach advantage. Look at his arms, man. His arms are longer than his goddamn torso. So, which everybody's arms are, now that I'm thinking about it. I gotta move on, man. Cody Brundage versus Cam Ruston. Cam Ruston is sliming Cody Brundage out. I'm sorry. Cody Brundage lost to Makatako, lost to Abdul Malik, I think. Or no, that was a draw. No, he lost to. Oh, that was the one. There was no contest earlier that he lost. This is just not a consistent dude. This dude's last 5 fights have not looked good. Cam Rouston is undefeated, or on the UFC at least. Had a great KO in the Contender Series, and then just knocked out Petrosky as well. I'm going with Cam Rouston by knockout in first or second round. I don't see Cody Brundage winning this fight in any world. I'm sorry. I just don't think that this is a great matchup for him. I think Cody Brundage just hasn't looked that hot. Again, call me a casual. I'd like to see a good performance by Cody Brundage to maybe bounce him back on track. But from right now, I'm going Cam Rouston by KO, first or second round. Moving on, bro. Speaking of somebody who's getting slimed out. Billy Elikana is knocking Junior Taffa out. I'm sorry, bro. I love the Taffa brothers. Not as, like, as people, as personalities, but these dudes suck, dude. These dudes suck, man. I'm sorry. These guys suck. Billy Elikana, or Junior Taffa's coming down a weight class, if I'm correct. He was going from heavyweight to light heavyweight, if I'm correct. I could be wrong on that. Um, but he hasn't looked. If he's dropping weight classes, Billy Elikana, he lost to Guzgov, and he kind of just gave up in that fight. I thought that he won that first round pretty candidly, and then kind of just gave up or gassed out in the second and third round. But he looked great against Kevin Christensen, I think that was the fellow's name, and then beat Aslan in the fight before that, unanimous decision, which I thought was good. I thought that was a good performance. Um, so I'm going with Billy Elikana by knockout. I think Billy Elikana is going to slime Junior Taffa out. Or I could see him submitting Junior Taffa. I could see him shooting a takedown and submitting him. I just don't see a world where Taffa wins this match. I'm sorry. I know he's at home court advantage and all this stuff, but I don't see this fight going anywhere in his favor. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What else do you want me to say about this? What else do you want me to say? Comment down below what else you want me to say, and I'll say it. Moving to the main card, we got Quillen Salkill versus Jamie Mullarkey. What a fucking fight this is going to be. Jamie Mullarkey is going to get killed. They're feeding him to the wolves. They always feed Jamie Mullarkey to these prospects, I feel like. Tell me I'm wrong. Mauricio Rufy knocked him out. Hasparat knocked him out. Naimov knocked him out. Bro, they just feed him these prospects, and then Quillen Salkill knocked out Hasparat. One of the greatest knockouts of the year. He's on this incredible run right now. I think Quillen Salkill's momentum, his first of all, his leg reach. I'm expecting some kicks in here. I know a head kick knockout is like a once in a career type thing, but hey, he's got a leg reach advantage. I think he's going to be kicking. He's going to go to those lower calves. He's going to wear him out, and he's going to knock out Jamie Mullarkey in the first or second round. I think late first, early second round, knockout Quillen Salkill. Calling it. I'm sorry. This is. I know he was supposed to fight. Was it Rong Zhu, and then something happened with him. But I think this fight would have went the same way. I think Quillen Salkill slimes out and knocks him out, Jamie Mullarkey, and then hopefully they give him a ranked opponent. I would love to see him fight a ranked opponent. That would be amazing. I'm expecting. I have high expectations for Quillen Salkill. I know he's one of those prospects that everybody's hyping up, but I have really high expectations for him. And I think he's gonna get this one done. I really do. I think he's gonna get it done. Moving on to somebody who I wish is gonna get it done, but he's not gonna do it. Bam Bam. Tai Tuivasa, I'm sorry, bro. You're losing this fight. You're getting knocked out, bro. I'm sorry. Tai Tuivasa. The 5-fight losing streak continues, and you're probably gonna get cut from the UFC. I hate to say that. I love Tai Tuivasa, bro. I love this blob. Look at his fat ass belly dangling over his shorts. I love this guy, man. This guy's a great personality. I don't see him winning this fight. Talison Teixeira is a head taller than him, has a crazy reach advantage, and let's be frank, he beat Junior Taffa, he beat what was the first name of that guy? Lopes. I can't remember the name of that guy in the Contender Series. Gets fluked by Derek Lewis. Let's be real here. We know Derek Lewis early stoppage. Anybody? Early stoppage. I think that they're going to get him back on track. He's going to knock out Tai Tuivasa. I'm sorry, Tai Tuivasa. I don't see a world where. I would love to see a world where Tai Tuivasa just flukes a win here and just slimes Talison Teixeira out. That would be amazing. But I just can't see that happening. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. I can't see it happening in any world. I think Talison Teixeira is going to get it done fairly quickly. Fairly quickly, he's going to get it done. And that's going to be it. And everybody's going to go, oh, no, Tai Tuivasa. No, he's not going to do his shoey. I really wanted to see him do his shoey. No, Tuivasa. Bro, he was taking AI photos of himself to make himself look skinny. I'm sorry, bro. The Taco Bell is going to be in the locker room. He's not winning this fucking fight, bro. He's got Colonel Sanders in his locker room with him. The pre-fight, when they're showing him in the locker room, like, Tai Tuivasa, he's here. He's getting ready to fight. He's going to be snarfing down probably something yummy. If I had to guess. Something yummy. Yeah, I think Talison Teixeira is knocking him out. Sorry, guys. I think it's going to happen. Moving on to a fight that I'm honestly, the more I think about it, the more and more I'm getting excited for this fight. I think this is one of the greatest matches that Hunter Campbell and them goons have made in a while. I think this is a great matchup. When it was announced, I was kind of skeptical. I didn't know how I thought about this, but I think that this is a really, really good fight. First of all, I want to say during the weigh-ins or the press conference, this is what made me make my decision. I had Rufy winning this fight by decision, and I had to change my stance. I'm sorry. Fiziev has been training with Spider-Man? Are we for real? He said he was training with Spider-Man. He said, I train with Spider-Man, and I train with the Batman, and I train with all of the Marvel superheroes. Rufy, you've been training with Volk, but Spider-Man is in Raphael Fiziv's corner, bro. I'm sorry. Fiziv goes to war. I love the idea of Fiziv. Dude, Fiziv by whatever he wants. Fiziv by, flying scissor kick to the head, dude. Fiziv by whatever he wants. There is an idea of a Raphael Fiziv, and then there's actually Raphael Fiziv. I have a sneaking suspicion that this is not going to be the fight that we expect it to be. I think that Rufy and everybody else involved thinks this is going to be a stand and bang, technical, pick apart fight. I think Fiziv is going to try to take this to the ground. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. I'm Paul Revere riding down the street right now. Fiziv's going to take him down. Fiziv's going to take him down. I swear. I swear. We saw him get takedowns on Justin Gaethje in the last fights. Yeah, I know that he looked fine in those fights. He looked fine. And he was fighting Justin Gaethje tooth and nail. But Rufy is a great technical striker. He's got great kicks. He's got great hands. He's got a power advantage. Let's be real. Rufy has a power advantage here. I don't think that I think Fiziv knows that, and I think Fiziv is going to try and really pick apart Rufy. I think I can see Raphael Fiziv winning this by decision. In all honesty, in my heart of hearts, dude, I feel like Raphael's coach. I feel like Spider-Man. I threw away my Fighting Nerds gear. I was huge in the Fighting Nerds, as was everybody else. I was in the building for the King Green knockout. I was going crazy. Oh my God, Carlos Pratas is amazing. John Silva's amazing. I met these guys. I met all the Fighting Nerds. Me and Rufy have had a conversation. This is my friend. This is my friend Mauricio Rufy. We've had a conversation before. We bonded over our love for One Piece. I said, bro, look at my One Piece tattoo. I love One Piece. And he went, oh, Kaizoku ore wa Naro doko da? And I said, bro, yes. And we dapped each other up and we were like, dude, let's sit down. And we had coffee and we watched One Piece and we talked about One Piece for days. We went on dates. I jest. But I'm friends with Mauricio Rufy. We're great friends in real life. Everybody knows that we're great friends. But I think Fiziv is going to pick him apart. I think it's going to be a close fight, is what I'm going to say. I think it's going to be a close fight. In my heart of hearts, I kind of want Rufy to bounce back and get the win here. But I think Fiziv's going to get this done by decision. I think this is going to be a close fight. And I think Rufy's going to have a tough time dealing with Fiziv. Because I think Fiziv's been training with Spider-Man, so I think he's going to have a different game plan entirely. So I'm going with Raphael Fiziv by decision. Sorry, bro. Fuck you. Fuck you. As you know, I hate Benoit Saint Denis so much. I hate this fucking Muppet. Look at this guy, bro. You can see the hand in his mouth curling his overbite. No, it is an overbite. It's kind of he's like an old woman who has her dentures out for too long. You can hear his lips and his gums clapping together when he starts. I'm from France. I'm really excited to fight the Dan Hooker. There is an idea of a Dan Hooker, but I'm sorry, Dan Hooker. I love the idea of Dan Hooker. I miss those Apex wars. I miss those wars in the Apex. And I know during the press conference, don't tempt me with a good time. Don't tempt me. Bro, Benoit Saint Denis, I think we're going to go out there and have a bloodbath. We're going to have a bloodbath. Benoit Saint Denis is going to submit him. I hate to say that out loud. I fucking hate Benoit Saint Denis so much. I hate him so much. I hate this guy. I hate this guy. For no reason, really. For really no reason. I just hate this guy. And I believe that he's going to take Dan Hooker down and he's going to submit him. But can you give me one round? Can you give me one round where you guys just go berserk? Can you give me one round? That's all I ask. Can you give me one round? As much as I want Dan Hooker to go out there and close his eyes and channel the spirit of Hanato Moicano and go, I'm just going to demolish this guy. I'm going to just absolutely pillage this dude's village. I don't think it's going to happen. Again, there's an idea of a Dan Hooker, but it's not him. I think Benoit Saint Denis is going to submit him, man. I really do. I think Benoit Saint Denis is going to get a takedown early. I mean, I know Dan Hooker just fought Arman Sarukian, and you're going to be like, dude, Arman Sarukian was just absolutely dog-walked him. Yeah, no shit. It's Arman Sarukian. He's arguably one of the greatest lightweights. He's one of, if not the greatest lightweights on planet Earth. So no shit, Arman Sarukian dominated him. Nobody thought Dan Hooker was going to win that fight. But I think he's coming off of that loss, which he took a lot of damage on. He had a total orc head at the end of that. His head was huge. He looked like an orc. He's coming off of this loss too quick, I think. Me thinks that Dan Hooker not going to win this fight. Me think Dan Hooker gets this fight. Sorry. I want Dan Hooker to win so bad. I really do. I really, really do. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think Benoit Saint Denis is going to submit him, and that's as far as he goes in this division. He doesn't beat a Charles Oliveira. He doesn't beat a Max Holloway. He doesn't beat a Justin Gaethje. He doesn't beat Arman Tsarukyan. And God knows he's not beating Ilia Topuria. He's not beating Top Toro. So, that if this is where Benoit Saint Denis' run ends, then so be it. So be it. But whatever happens, happens. We got to talk about this. Yes, this is an undeserved title shot. I'm aware this is an undeserved title shot. We should have Mobzar or Lerone Murphy in this position. But I still think this is going to be a great fight. I really do think this is going to be a great fight. I do think it's going to be very, very similar to the first fight. However, we need to take a look at Volk's game plan here. Alexander Volkanovski is the featherweight GOAT. And we need to look at the times that he's rematched opponents. AE, the Max Holloway trilogy. First fight, tough. Arguably lost that fight. Arguably Max Holloway won. Second fight, does way better. Wins it. We go, yeah, Volk won that. Third fight, mauls Max Holloway. When Alexander Volkanovski has tape on somebody, and when he is able to learn from his mistakes, this dude is incredible. This dude evolves so well. I think he's going to evolve and he's going to change his game plan entirely fighting Lopes again. We know Lopes is a brawler. Volk's not going to get in the pocket with this guy. He got dropped when he was in it last time they fought. I think the only way I can say Diego Lopes wins this fight is if he, like, flukes a knockout. I don't want to say flukes, but just gets, like, a shock knockout, which I don't want to see. I'm sorry. Let Volk retire on top, and then I can see Diego Lopes winning the title. And I'm fine with that. I like Diego Lopes as a champion. I do. I really do. But Volk is the fucking man. I can't root against Volk. I think Volk, his punching power and his punching, like, volume. This is one of the greatest volume strikers ever. This dude is going to, he's going to frustrate Lopes. Lopes is going to get frustrated, and he's going to frustrate him. He's going to get frustrated. Oh, my God. Fork found in the kitchen. I think Volk is going to do a very similar job that he did in the first fight, which is win almost every single round candidly. You know, maybe he lost one round, like what was that, 2 or 3 in the first fight? Still, I think this is going to be a Volkanovski decision. I think Volk is going to get it done by decision. I really do. I think it's going to be very similar to the first fight. And I want it to be that way. I love Volkanovski. I love Alexander Volkanovski so much. I think that he's had a long time to prepare for this fight. He's had a long time to recover. Because, again, the only thing I can point down upon on Volk is his chin. He's older. He came off the 2-fight knockout streak of getting slimed out by Islam Makhachev, which was on, like, what, a 3 days notice or whatever. That one, okay, whatever. And then does the same thing and gets knocked out by Ilia Topuria. Or not taking out short notice, but just took that fight. And that was rough, man. That was rough. He comes off these 2-fight knockouts, getting knocked out. Comes back, put on an amazing performance against Diego Lopes, and I think he's going to do it again. I think he's going to put on a great performance. Win or lose, I think this is going to be an excellent fight. Do I really think that this should have been the fight to make? Absolutely not. No. I think it should have been Lerone Murphy. I think it should have been Mavzar Evloev. Guys, lukewarm take here. Should have been somebody else. Lopes bouncing back off of a win on John Silva. John, I see red Silva, where he just, yes, I know he was getting kind of picked apart, and then just John Silva saw red, and he came in, and just died. Whatever, that's fine. I'm excited for this fight, guys. I'm excited. Let me know your thoughts on this card. Do you think this is a good card? Do you think my coverage of this card was good? No? Fine. So be it. Just know that I will be covering every single fight after the card tomorrow night. I know I waited. This is a later post than I normally do, but I really wanted to wait because we got a fight canceled after the weigh-ins. I wanted to wait post weigh-ins. I just wanted to wait and see. And that's my bad, but hey, let me know your thoughts down below if you made it to this far into the video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe to McManus MMA. Guys, we're one sub away from 40 subscribers. When I hit 40 subscribers, you will they will see something. They will see something. Let's go for that. Thank you for watching.